Good afternoon from North Texas. Yep, it's at the time of recording, it is a little after 2 o'clock, Friday afternoon, working my way back towards the shop. Friday's our clean day. We clean up the shop, sweep, take out the trash, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, been really a strange week. Pretty chaotic and train wreck, messed up with a cluster, and we're not going to go any deeper than that, but at the end of the week we wrote out some pretty good tickets, some invoices worth a lot of money, so that's a good thing. Anyway, driving along pondering, I heard a podcast that had Mr. Robertson on it, Phil Robertson, the patriarch of the Duck Dynasty, guys. Anyway, I don't know, I really enjoy those guys. I enjoyed the show there for a long time until it just, it got old after a while. But anyway, yeah, I'm afraid that those guys would blend right in with my family pretty easily. Yeah, that's pretty scary. So anyway, we're sitting in traffic, as you can tell by the lovely Dallas streets that they don't have any money to spend on it, but they can spend millions and trillions on everything but the streets. Anyway, we don't want to get into another political rant to speak of. So anyway, if I say national security, what pops in your head? Is it Snowden and all that stuff, or is it military, or what do you think? Well, again, going back to listening to Mr. Robertson, he said that there was 600,000 deer licenses issued for Wisconsin last year. That's 600,000 deer licenses. So that's men and women in the woods with firearms. And I'm going to say the majority of them have some kind of high-powered firearm. I'm sure there's bow hunters, and there's this, and there's that, and spear hunters, and stick hunters, and whatever else. But I mean, we're going to go with probably the largest majority of them have firearms. Guess how many? Guess how many fatalities and or injuries that were firearm related were reported last year out of those 600,000 deer licenses? That would be a zero. Gun problem, people problem. There you go. Now, that being said, if that was a standing army, they would be the eighth largest standing army in the world. Not in the United States, not here, not in the world. Planet Earth. Just Wisconsin. So, let's tack on another 750,000 hunters in Pennsylvania, 700,000 hunters in Michigan. That's a lot of guns going to the woods. So, do we have a gun problem, or do we have a people problem, or what I call evil or sin problem? Right? So we're not even talking about Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, let's go Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, the Carolinas, West Virginia, Virginia. I know there's a bunch of hunters in that bunch. So can we say millions of deer hunters? Millions and millions and millions of deer hunters in the United States? Yeah. So, let's just pick a number because I don't have one. And I'm not going to reach one out from under my honey because I'm sitting on it. So 30, 40, 50 million armed individuals in the United States. Yeah, 30, 40, 50 million. All right. That's licensees, and that's one firearm. I don't know any, zero hunters that have one firearm. Yeah. Now, to confuse you even more and to make the liberal left just quake at the knees, all of them have ammo. More than a box of ammo. So 30, 40, 50 million hunters. What are you going to guess? 1 trillion rounds of ammo? I don't know. I can't think that high. A lot. So if it was a gun problem, then there'd be a whole lot of dead people laying in the streets everywhere. You know, at one time there was a joke that Texas had a law, or had a deal in the laws that he just needed killing. Well, I don't think that's so much anymore, but I'm telling you, again, going back, if there was truly a gun problem, there'd be people laying dead everywhere. But there's not. It's an evil problem. Now, that being said, let's get back around to national security. Alright, except for the English, who got their can kicked when they come over here, a bunch of ragtag Americans kicked their hiney like a spider monkey on Mountain Dew. Hitler knew better. And I don't know, was it an admiral or a general or some high-ranking Japanese officer said, we can't invade America because they've got more guns than they've got blades of grass. Okay, he might have been exaggerating slightly, but the deal was, you're not going to invade here because they don't need the Army. They don't need the Marines. They don't need a fighting force. If they gather up, you don't want a bunch of mad rednecks with guns on the wrong side of you. Yeah. What was that Merle Haggard song? You're walking on the fighting side of me? Yeah, you don't want none of that. So, yeah, our military is some bad boys and girls. The normal person does not want to see the violence that they're capable of. That's a good thing to hear. But they know that they've got what, 30, 40, 50 million rednecks? Well, maybe not all of them are rednecks, but anyway, hunters that'll back them up. Yeah. So, and that being said, then I can pretty much feel pretty confident in saying I'm not worried so much about external invasion, because a bunch of hunters with firearms could inflict a lot of damage on anybody trying to do that. Now, the internal problems, the socialist agenda, that scares the crap out of me. But I'm a working man, and I just do what a working man do. Work. So, anyway, I just thought that was pretty interesting. You get a chance to listen to any of their podcasts, they're pretty good. Of course, you know, there's a little country humor in there too, but when Mr. Robertson's talks, there's a lot of truth in it. And when he preaches from the Bible, he don't color code it, or he don't candy coat it. I'll get it here in a minute. So, that being said, if you happen to be somewhere and you hear somebody preaching the gospel and the hair on your neck sticks up and you go, that don't sound right. There's a lot of false teaching going on out there. Be careful. It could get you down the wrong path before you realize what happened. Be careful with it. So anyway, just pondering, driving down the road, and just think about it. Just think about all them hunters on, I don't know, it really gets fired up good here in Texas in November, but there's a bunch of archery folks out there, primitive weapons in October, but come November, you start seeing a lot of trucks with ATVs and UTVs and Jeeps and four-wheel drive, this, that, and the other, and trailers, and camo everywhere, and trucks full of ice chests and this, that, and the other. You gotta remember, them good old boys and girls have guns and probably know how to use them. I'm gonna leave a little bit of a doubt. But anyway, just think about that. Here in Dallas, I'm gonna say I'm driving around about 15 or 20 vehicles right now. And I'm willing to wager, even though I don't bet, I'm not a big wager guy, I am willing to believe, in my mind, about half of them have firearms in them. I'm guessing, I don't know. But you get out of Dallas County, or whatever Austin is, or Houston is, you get out in the country, and it's probably going to be about 90% have guns. So, anyway, just think about that when you think about national security. There's a lot of hunters, a lot of target shooters. I know several guys, I'm going to go that way, several guys that have absolutely no desire to go hunting, and buddy, they can shoot. They shoot at very, very small targets at very far distances because that's what they like to do. So anyway, everybody, take care of one another. You're going to have a good weekend, I hope. We don't have any shows planned in the near future, but we might pop one up here pretty soon. Other than that, love one another.